T.C. Sample for the defense. May it please the court. Your Honor, opposing counsel, members of the jury, Mayor Heisman has no connection to any fraud in this election. The plaintiff just came before you and told you there was fraud in the 2015 mayoral election. Regardless if there was any fraud or not, there is one thing you will not hear during today's trial. That one thing? It's a connection. A connection between Mayor Heisman and election fraud. Today you'll hear the story of the mayoral election last month. The candidates, Elizabeth Ginger and Mayor Heisman. This race was close. Each candidate was neck and neck. It boiled down all the way to Election Day, March 17th. The winner, Mayor Heisman. But to understand this story, we need to go back. You see, this race began with Mayor Heisman running virtually unopposed. His campaign strategy, to remind the voters how he was the best candidate for the job. But things began to change. Candidate Ginger became Mayor Heisman's main opponent. So Mayor Heisman did what any politician would do. He changed his strategy. While candidate Ginger campaigned heavily in the Bellevue area, Mayor Heisman focused his campaign efforts on the rest of the city of Truman. As the election day got closer and closer, you'll learn that candidate Ginger pulled out of this Bellevue area. When Mayor Heisman saw this, he seized the opportunity to gain supporters of his own. He began to campaign in the Bellevue area, and this caused him to go up in the election polls. On March 17th, the day of the election, the people voted. They voted Mayor Heisman to remain in office. 3 days later, candidate Ginger files a complaint alleging election fraud. However, as you listen to the evidence in today's case, Mayor Heisman has no connection to any fraud in this election. The plaintiff in today's case, they are accusing Mayor Heisman of election fraud. But in order to be held liable for election fraud, the Midland Civil Code states that they have to prove 3 elements to you today. 1, they have to prove to you that fraud did in fact occur. 2, they have to prove to you today that fraud changed the outcome of the election. And 3, they have to prove that Mayor Heisman had a connection to that fraud. Since it's the plaintiff who is bringing this charge, they held what is known as the burden of proof in today's case. They have to prove to you today by a preponderance each and every element of their charge. Now, they fail to meet just one of these elements, you cannot find Mayor Heisman liable of election fraud. But as you listen to the evidence in today's case, not one witness will be able to connect Mayor Heisman to election fraud. Not a single witness will provide documentation that Mayor Heisman wanted to participate in election fraud, or that he directed anybody else to do this. What you will not hear in today's trial is this connection that the plaintiff wants you to believe. While we, the defense, do not have a burden in today's trial, we will call 3 witnesses on behalf of Mayor Heisman. First, we will call Emily Midori to the stand. Ms. Midori is a polling place manager, and she will tell you how there was support for both candidates. She will tell you that on the day of the election, everyone who wanted to vote got an opportunity to do so. She will tell you that there is no connection to Mayor Heisman in any election fraud. Second, we will call Mayor Heisman to the stand himself. Now, he will explain his campaign strategy to you, and he will tell you that he never resorted to election fraud. Lastly, we will call Jody Sandberg to the stand. Mr. Sandberg is a journalist who covered the months leading up to this election. He will tell you that this race could have gone in either opponent's favor. He will tell you that after a number of interviews and after looking at the rallies and the media advertisements, he found no connection between Mayor Heisman and the election fraud. At the end of today's trial, my co-counsel Maisha Ishmael will come before you, And she'll ask that you find Mayor Heisman not liable for election fraud. Because as this trial begins, the evidence will show Mayor Heisman had no connection to any fraud in this election. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.